Hi, how are you?
Good. How
You
are
must
you
be
guys?
exhausted.
Nah. Just a little tired. It wasn't as hot as it's been, actually.
So, after a game like that and in that kind of heat, you've got to feel pretty good about your fitness, right?
Yeah, I think that this team, most of the players are mid-season. We feel pretty good. There's also been a good amount of rotation within the lineup, so we haven't played as many minutes as maybe some of the Costa Ricans, although they did rotate a little today. So hopefully that'll help us going into the final.
I'm sorry, Alex, going into the if it is Canada, we don't know
Well,
yet, but
we'll
if
see.
it is there any unfinished business from Japan? Anything lingering that would make this a different game if that's who you play?
Well, I mean, the rivalry has definitely heated up the last couple of years, so it will be a great game. But it's really not about looking back; it's about looking forward. And at the same time, look at this squad. There's a lot of girls that weren't even there last year. So, it's just this will be an opportunity for us to punch our ticket to Olympics, prove to ourselves and the world why we have that #1 ranking, and just continue to gain momentum in this tournament.
Younger squad, you mentioned, it's at that stage of being a final now. You've been here before. What are you trying to sort of relay to them, at this stage of the tournament, from a leadership perspective?
Yeah, I think honestly it's just like getting the experience of playing in front of crowds like the other night against Mexico. It's getting through a routine of playing every 3 or 4 days and forgetting about the game before, regardless of how amazing or poor individually or collectively we played, and kind of just taking each game as it is. So there's just a lot of things that the young players with this first tournament can gain in terms of experience going into the World Cup next year.
With the younger squad, though, does that put more pressure on you to perform?
I mean, the younger players they can hold their own. They've been doing amazing. I think the one thing that I would say, I definitely have increased this tournament is just vocally on the field, just helping players with positioning, set pieces, the things that this team takes pride in, the mentality, kind of just helping push players along a little bit. So that's just the little bit that I've turned up a little bit this tournament.
One more for Alex, go ahead.
After one of the group stage games, you talked about speed of reading a defense and trying to problem solve.
Yeah.
Do you think it's gotten better as the tournament's gone on?
I feel like the way that Flacco wants us to play, it's different every game, right? It depends on a 4-back or a 5-back, and the way that they pressure, inside or outside, and the spaces they give, whether they have a high line or a low line. So I think we've faced different challenges every game. I think honestly it could have been 3-0 in the first 30 minutes. So it wasn't. I didn't put away my chances, but I think that we are gaining momentum and we're doing better, kind of reading the game earlier and figuring it out a little bit on the field. We also do need to understand though that what the coaches give us, that's we have to all buy in. We can't have 1 or 2 players not doing what they're supposed to do, because that ruins kind of the whole flow of the game if we're going to play in a certain structure. So I think that's important to note. It's playing free, but also knowing your role, and that's going to change from game to game. I mean, we kind of had Soph, and then when Trim came in at the end there, we were playing a little bit of 2 9s, with the winger on that side tucked in, and Soph Huerta getting a little higher on that side. And so it's different roles every game, and you just have to be willing to kind of do a little bit of dirty work sometimes. You get a little more freedom one game and less freedom another game.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.